Well, let's add a little ambiance here. I need some elevator music. No, I said elevator music. Let's try that one more time. Yes, much better, much better. Well, I tell you what. In this video today, we're going to be dealing with another movement of the Phidippus audax spider, a very unique animal. In the realm of spiders, arachnids, these little guys, these jumping spiders, have such a unique design that set them apart from all the other spiders, in my opinion anyway. And I have to tell you this, there's one thing that's really an interesting question, and it's this. How can this little spider that has, 8 legs, but so small legs, how can this spider jump accurately and sometimes a very long jump, which is an impossibility with the muscles in its little legs, that it can almost jump, some say up to 20, 30, 40 times its body length? Impossibility. But let's find out what allows the spider, this little spider, to do just that. Hey, Bob the Spider Hunter. Today we're going to be taking a look at, this is episode 4 or part 4 of my series on Jumping Judy. And today we're going to take another look at motion or movements of this particular Phidippus audax spider that is really amazing. Such as the car I'm driving. Why, when I step on this pedal down here, that causes my car to do something. Yeah, brake. Very important piece of equipment in a 2,000-pound or more car driving down the road at sometimes some fast speeds. I'm at a factory here in Holland, and I'm going to show you another machinery that uses this same principle as the brakes in my car. Let's take a look at it. It's called a high-low. And the high-low driver is demonstrating what the lift truck does. It can lift quite heavy weights. And it's basically the same principle as the brake in my car. Outside the same factory I'm visiting is a trash compactor, which uses a huge cylinder underneath this machinery to compact the trash so they can put more trash in this larger dumpster area. Next stop, I'm pulling into the car dealership from where I bought my car that I'm driving right now. Let's see what we can see here. So I'm in the car dealership and in the repair area, and what we're going to look at now is a lift. And those forks on either side would of course be positioned underneath the car chassis, and the car can be lifted up as high as they need to work on that car. So that's a hydraulic lift at a car dealer. And you can watch the oil coming back into the container. It's kind of going up here. You can see the line of oil. And that's what makes this thing work. Here's another machine that uses hydraulics to get the job done. Every week you're going to see one of these come by your house. Well, if you haven't already figured out where all this is going with all this machinery and stuff, and what in the world does that have to do with the little Phidippus audax jumping spider, you're about to find out. Come on, let's go take a look at it. Now, to understand the law of hydraulics, we have to go back quite a ways. Back to the year of 1653, and there was a French mathematician, a really brilliant man, who discovered through observation and experimentation a whole new way to look at locomotion using oil or water that gave you an advantage to use pressure in a way that was unheard of back in that day. Now, here's the simple law that Pascal came up with, and it's something like this. I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. The mechanics behind hydraulics is very simple. You take a force that is applied at one point and is transmitted to other points using an incompressible fluid, okay? Like oil or water. Can't be air, that doesn't work. It asserts that if pressure is applied to a fluid in a hose or a tube or a closed system of some sort, would equally distribute in all different directions with the same pressure, no matter where it went or what curves or turns it made. That's the basic principle. Now, I want to demonstrate this for you visually. So I'm a visual learner, maybe some of you are as well. Let's go outside. It's a little bit cold out there this morning. It's we're fourth week into spring and it feels like it's still winter in the 30s. Anyway, let's go outside. I want to demonstrate to you a simple process or procedure that will help you understand more about what this law that Pascal came up with, how it really works. We're going to look at the differences between pneumatics and hydraulics. Now, in the area of pneumatics, that is dealing with a gas. And gases can be compressed. It's the most simplest explanation I can give to you. Down and dirty. Now, I'm not going to get down and I'm not going to get dirty, but I'm outside because I might get wet and I don't want to do anything in the house with water. I have a very simple device here. It's a little plunger with a little curved top on it. Pneumatic works on gases. You can take a gas and you can compress it. This chamber right here is now full of air, and all I do is have to push the nozzle in or push the plunger in and the air comes out. I'm just going to take this little piece of paper like that with the paper over the end of the tube just to show you that there is air in here because you can't see air. I'm going to push the plunger up and you can watch to see that as the air is pushed up and out of the tube, the paper goes flying. Now, to just show you one other thing about the compression of gases, take the same device here, and I'm going to fill it full of air. So the plunger's been pulled down, the tube is full of air, and now I'm going to put my finger over the tip of the nozzle here, and I'm going to push the air up into here, but keep it from coming out with my finger. Now I can push it up. You can see that now, but it's getting harder and harder as I get close to the end. Now if I let go of my thumb, you can see the tube goes back down. That's how compressed air works. Now, in the area of hydraulics, the liquid is known as not compressible. And that's why in machinery that uses a liquid, it's either going to be oil or water. So here's what happens when we use hydraulics. I'm going to take my plunger. I'm going to fill it up with water. There we go. Now, this is completely full of water. I'm going to show you the very same thing I did with air, except now I'm using the water, the hydraulic. I put my finger over the end and I push up the tube. And I can't move it. I can't put, the plunger will not go up because the water in this case, or the hydraulic situation, does not allow compression. So when I go to push this up, take my finger off and push this up, yeah, the water goes shooting 30 feet out. This is how hydraulics works, and it's better than air. There's a whole mathematical thing to it, which we're not going to get in, that shows how that pneumatic thing can be used to even increase the pressure that comes out of the end with a very little pressure at the one end and a very extreme pressure and lifting ability at the other end, which is why we showed you the car lift. Very little compressed oil at the one end is able to lift a 2,000-pound car up high so the mechanics can work on it. That is because of the law of hydraulics. And why is that important? Well, it's important for me anyway as I look at the jumping spider. Because, you see, the jumping spider doesn't use its muscles in its legs to jump, and that's usually either the third or the fourth pair of back legs. It uses a hydraulic system of fluid. And I'm going to go back in the house now because it's too cold out here to explain this any further. But we'll carry this on in the house. Now here's why this hydraulic system is important to me anyway as I look at spiders. You know, the Saticidae, the jumping spiders, is the largest family of spiders we have around the world. A few years ago it was like 4,000. Now it's up to 6,000 plus species of jumping spiders. And what's unique about each of them is how they jump, of course. And there's insects like a grasshopper or other insects that may use its muscles in its leg, have special muscles that propel it or catapult it into the air to take off or fly or jump somewhere. But not so with our jumping spiders. No, they have a very, very unique way of jumping, and it doesn't involve their own muscles. It involves their blood and this hydraulic system. You see, their blood is a liquid. And when that is forced through its piping, if you will, in its body out to its legs, it's able to hydraulically create a force and pressure in an instant that launches that spider into the air.